Welcome to RGD Total Access. We are back week 2, starting off with the Commanders in Green Bay to take on the Packers. Both teams won last week, and the Packers would extend that streak to 2 on the back of Jordan Love's 421 yards and 6 touchdowns over the air. He did all that on just 14 completions, and Green Bay improves to 2-0, final score 56-46. Next, we have the Niners and Saints, also both coming off of Week 1 wins. They're in New Orleans, and the home team here has some celebrating to do. The Niners exploded for 3 straight touchdowns in the fourth to beat Seattle last week. No such luck here as the Saints double them up +1. They win this one 45-22. Panthers in the Grand Canyon State taking on the Cardinals, both looking for their first win, and Kyler Murray connects there with Trey McBride for one of 2 touchdowns that he would throw today. But that would be all they needed. Cards win this one 14-0. Both quarterbacks threw for over 200 yards, but Bryce Young threw for 0 touchdowns. Shout out to that Arizona defense for winning them that game. A couple of AFC teams square off as the Broncos are in Indy playing the Colts, and this deep shot from Bo Nix connects with rookie halfback R.J. Harvey for 6. That's one of 4 passing touchdowns from Bo. He had an excellent game, going 17 for 22 with 329 yards to go along with those 4 scores. Denver wins big, 45-14. Texans at home in Houston to face the Bucs. Both teams looking to build on their Week 1 wins, and Sheldon Rankin comes up with a strip sack on Baker Mayfield, and Danielle Hunter comes in for the scoop and score. This play made a huge difference in this game. It was a close one, and the Texans edge out Tampa by a score of 30-27. Baker did have a fantastic game, completing 21 passes for 314 yards and 4 touchdowns, but they fall to 1-1 so far on the year. Chicago finds themselves playing a division rival for the second week to start the season. Last week they beat Minnesota, and this week they beat no one. Jared Goff left this game early after missing 3 straight passes, but Kyle Allen threw for a couple touchdowns, including that one there to Amon-Ra St. Brown. Lions win it 31-17. One of the primetime games this week had a couple of teams who hate their loyal fan bases. San Diego taking on Oakland, or whatever. Raiders hoping to back up their great performance in New England last week, and Ashton Genty says, "Leave it to me." Takes this handoff up the middle on the first play of the game, gets some great blocking at the first couple levels, and then makes the rest happen himself. Some fairly fancy footwork frees him for 5 + 1. That makes 6 for the rookie. He'd also have another rushing touchdown to go along with his 133 yards on 15 attempts. Raiders cruise in this one. Vegas wins 31-14. And now the real LA team, the Rams, taking on the Titans in Nashville. It was a rainy day in the Music City, but none of that rain would end up on Tony Pollard's parade. Just when you thought no one would touch Genty's performance on the ground, here comes Tony with 3 touchdowns and 181 yards on 16 carries. He breaks this one for 65 yards and then sticks the landing on the men's floor routine. The Titans are victorious. Final score 42-23. Division rivals Dallas and the Giants in Jerry World. Late in the second quarter, the Giants are already down big, but this play here goes for 85 yards. Jackson Dart had some big stats, 402 yards and 3 touchdowns, including this one to close the gap a bit. But fast forward to the third quarter, and CeeDee Lamb is going to say, "Hey, I can do that too. Watch this." Prescott takes the snap, throws it to CD, takes the pass to his own 30, and whoa! Friendly fire there as one defender takes out another, and then CD spins the last one out of his shoes with 50 yards of green grass ahead of him. The Cowboys score 75 points in this one, and obviously it wasn't close. Final score 75-35. Seahawks are in Pittsburgh to face the Steelers. It's the fourth quarter here, and quarterback Will Howard is going to throw an absolute bomb to DK Metcalf against his former team. One of his 4 touchdowns on the day, that's Will Howard, not DK Metcalf. He also finished with 282 yards and a 66% completion rate. Metcalf does fumble this ball on the way to the end zone, but nobody on the Seahawks seems to care much about the football. DK recovers it on his own. Touchdown Steelers. They would win this game 42-24, and this play here is meaningless for the final score, but not for the league. Stat padding is a big no-no in this league, and that is what we're looking at here. This is going to result in a huge 3-game suspension for DK Metcalf, as well as an undisclosed fine. Other players, make sure this doesn't happen to you by checking the rules and making sure you follow them. Bills and Jets now in New Jersey wearing their new rivalry uniforms, looking good for sure, and speaking of good, James Cook is good. Makes the first guy miss, and his speed does the rest for him. 42-yard touchdown for Cook, and this game is just getting started. third quarter now, and the Jets have the ball down by 7. New Jets quarterback Justin Fields is going to drop back and fire to Wilson, who takes it in for 6. Justin Fields has 5 touchdowns today with 364 yards, but would that be enough? Yes. Yes, it would. This game was an absolute shootout, and the Jets take the win 63-52. Last featured game this week in rainy South Florida, Dolphins end up big to start the second half. Good field position too, but that wouldn't matter. Devon Achane able to turn the corner, gets the block he needs, and high steps his way into the end zone. He would have scored from anywhere on that play, and the Dolphins hand the Pats their second straight loss. Final score was 56-11. It shows 17-13 on the site because the Patriots quit the league due to a combination of getting absolutely dominated in back-to-back weeks and having a poor moral character. Remember, kids, winners never quit, and quitters never win. Other games we didn't cover this week had Jacksonville beating Cincinnati 26-20, Baltimore beating Cleveland at home 42-14, Philly beating the Chiefs 31-27, and Minnesota blanking Atlanta 26-0. Make sure and check back with us next time for Week 3 action on RGD Total Access.